The babysitter requests. Jake sat in his small kitchen, staring at his tablet. The screen glowed in the dark room. It was almost midnight. His 6-year-old daughter, Luna, was finally asleep upstairs. Her small backpack was on the floor, filled with strange drawing stars, planets, and symbols that looked not human. He was tired, more than tired. Being a single father wasn't easy, but with Luna, it was something else. He sighed and spoke to the device. Post-babysitter request. Immediate help needed. Must be patient, good with kids, and okay with strange things. The AI voice replied, post-created. Searching all networks including intergalactic. Jake raised an eyebrow. Wait, what? Intergalactic. New update, the AI said. Now connected to alien worker networks. Would you like to include them? Jake laughed. Sure, why not? Maybe aliens will have better luck than humans. He didn't mean it seriously, but someone heard it seriously. The next night, Luna was quiet again. She had stopped talking at school. Teachers said she was too different. She didn't play with other kids. She just drew strange things, planets with rings, towers of light, ships made of crystal. Jake tried his best, but every babysitter quit after 1 or 2 days. She talks to the stars. One of them had said before leaving. She says they talk back. Now, Jake was cleaning the dishes when he heard a loud humming sound. The plates shook. The lights flickered. The whole house buzzed, like electricity in the air. That then boomer sound like thunder, but deep and soft, not from the sky, from the backyard. Jake rushed to the window. A strange glow lit up the grass. Some kind of craft was sitting there. Smooth, silver, floating just a few inches above the ground. No engines, no doors, just silent light. Then, a door appeared. Just like that. And out came a figure. She was tall, taller than any human woman Jake had seen. Her skin had a faint glow, like moonlight. Her eyes were bright, like small stars. She wore a soft suit that shimmered like liquid metal. Her hair flowed even though there was no wind. Jake's jaw dropped. The woman, no. Alien, walked slowly toward the house. Jake did the only thing he could think of. He locked the door. She stopped in front of it and gently knocked. Who are you? Jake asked through the door. I am Sarah. The voice was calm, smooth, like music. I am here for the child, the one who calls to the stars. Jake's heart raced. You mean Luna? She is not what you think, Sarah said. She is more. And now, she is in danger. Jake grabbed a baseball bat. What are you talking about? Who sent you? You did, she said. You asked for help. I answered. Suddenly, a small voice behind Jake said, Daddy, she's the one. I saw her in my dream. Jake turned. Luna was standing there, half asleep, holding her drawing pad. On it was a sketch of Sarah, exactly her. Same face, same glowing eyes. Jake was frozen. Luna, how do you know her? Luna walked to the door. Jake tried to stop her, but she opened it before he could move. Sarah knelt down and looked into Luna's eyes. You remember me? Sarah said softly. Luna nodded. You taught me how to find the stars. Jake was speechless. What was happening? Sarah gently touched Luna's forehead. A soft light spread from her hand. Luna's eyes closed, and she smiled. She is awakening, Sarah whispered. Awakening? To what? Jake said, now frightened. She is not just your daughter, Sarah said. She is the key. Jake stepped forward. Key to what? Sarah looked up at the night sky. Her voice was barely a whisper. To the war that is coming. The sun rose slowly over the quiet town, but inside Jake's house, nothing felt normal. He sat on the couch, holding a cup of cold coffee. Across from him sat Sarud, the alien babysitter, who had arrived the night before. Her glowing eyes calmly watched Luna, who now slept peacefully, on the floor, wrapped in a blanket. Jake couldn't stop staring at Sarah. She looked human, almost, but her skin shimmered faintly, like it was made of soft light. Her long silver hair floated around her shoulders, even without wind. Finally, Jake spoke. You said my daughter isn't human. I need you to explain. Sarah looked at him. She is human, but she is also more. Jake rubbed his face. This is insane. One day I'm posting a babysitter ad. Next day you land in my backyard and tell me my daughter is some kind of chosen one. Sarah nodded slowly. That is exactly what happened. Jake blinked. That wasn't supposed to be a real ad. I didn't mean you called, Sarah said, and I came. You may not understand yet, but this child is important. Others are searching for her. Dangerous ones. Jake stood. You said she's the key to a war. What war? Why her? Sarah turned to Luna. Because of what she carries in her mind. In her DNA, she is part of something ancient, something powerful. Jake stepped closer. You need to start from the beginning. Sarah paused. Then she stood and walked to the window. Outside, birds flew across the sky. Everything looked peaceful, but her face was serious. 1,000 years ago, she began, a group of alien races formed a secret alliance. They believed humans held a unique spark, something no other species had. So, they began experiments. Quiet ones. Jake stared. Experiments? On humans? Sarah nodded. Yes. They planted knowledge, secrets, star maps, hidden inside bloodlines. Most of the test subjects lived normal lives. But once in 1,000 years, one is born who can remember. She looked back at Luna. Your daughter is one of them. Jake sat down slowly. His hands trembled. Sarah continued. She sees things no one else can. She speaks in symbols, dreams of stars, draws what she has never seen. These are signs. His awakening, Jake whispered. So what happens when she fully awakens? Sarah's voice turned cold. She becomes the gateway. To knowledge, to power, to war. Jake frowned. Why would anyone want to hurt a child? Sarah looked at him with sad eyes. Because some want to use her, to open the Stargate. Jake raised an eyebrow. Stargate? What is that? A hidden path, Sarah said, buried deep inside this planet. It connects worlds. Long ago, it was sealed. But with the right key, Luna, Jake finished. Sarah nodded. Yes. They both turned as Luna stirred in her sleep. Her fingers moved slightly, like she was writing in the air. Jake moved closer to her. Is she safe now? Sarah shook her head. No, they are coming. Who? The Varnek, Sarah said. A race of hunters. They destroy what they cannot control. They want the gate open, but only for themselves. Jake stood up again, nervous. How much time do we have? Sarah looked toward the sky. Maybe a few days, maybe hours. Jake grabbed his phone. No signal. I shut down your electronics, Sarah said. They can track energy, even fear. Jake looked around, panicking. So what do we do? We prepare, Sarah said. And we hide. Until Luna is ready. Jake shook his head. She's just a kid. She's not ready for anything. Sarah looked directly at him. Then we must make her ready. Suddenly, the house shook. A deep rumble rolled under the floor. The lights flickered. Sarah's face turned serious. They found us. Jake ran to the window. Above, in the blue sky, something dark, moved like a shadow, but bigger than any plane. It hovered, then vanished behind the clouds. Luna woke up, her eyes wide, glowing faintly. They're here, she said softly. The bad ones. Jake turned to Sarah. You have weapons, right? Powers. I have skills, she said. But I am not here to fight. I am here to guide. Jake held Luna close, then guide us fast. Outside, the birds were gone. The sky grew darker. Sarah opened her palm. A soft blue light formed their symbol. Floating in the air, Luna reached out and touched it. Her eyes rolled back for a moment. Then she smiled. I remember now, Jake stared. Remember what? Luna looked at him with eyes that didn't seem like hers anymore. Where the gate is, she whispered. The wind howled outside the house as clouds gathered over the small town. Rain hadn't started, but the sky looked angry. Inside, everything was still. To still. Jake stood in the hallway, staring at his daughter. Luna sat on the floor. Her eyes closed, her hands glowing faintly with blue light. Sarah stood behind her, watching closely, like a teacher guarding a student. Jake whispered, Is she okay? Sarah nodded. She is remembering. Pieces of who she is. Pieces of what she's meant to do. Jake crossed his arms. She's 6 years old. She's meant to go to school and eat cereal, not whatever this is. Sarah turned to him. She's not like other children. She never was. Jake's voice rose. She's my daughter. Sarah's voice was calm, but strong. She's the universe's child too. At that moment, Luna opened her eyes. I saw the tower, she whispered. Jake knelt beside her. What tower, sweetheart? Luna looked up at him. The Tower of Light? It's hidden in the forest. Beneath the rocks. That's where the memories sleep. Jake looked at Sarah. What is she talking about? Sarah answered, There are memory crystals. Hidden by my people long ago. Each one holds knowledge from the past. One of them belongs to her. Jake rubbed his face. Why didn't you tell me this earlier? Because it was not time, Sarah said. Now it is. Outside, thunder rolled across the sky. A flash of dark light flickered in the distance. Sierra's face grew tense. We must move. The Varnock will not wait. 2 hours later, they drove into the woods. Jake's old truck bounced over rocks and dirt. The trees grew thicker, darker. As they went deeper, Luna sat in the back seat, holding her drawings. Each one now made more sense. What looked like wild shapes before now matched real things: star systems, ancient ruins, alien writing. Jake looked at Sarah in the passenger seat. Why Luna? Why not someone else? Sarah looked ahead, because her bloodline is ancient. One of the original test lines. Most faded long ago. Hers did not. Jake frowned. So this is all because some aliens used humans like lab rats 1,000 years ago. Sarah turned to him. Not rats. Seeds. They planted knowledge, hoping one day it would bloom. Jake scoffed. And now the flower's blooming, and monsters are coming to pick it. Sarah didn't reply. They stopped in a small clearing. The trees here were twisted, old, and silent. A strange feeling filled the air, like the forest was holding its breath. Luna got out first. She walked with purpose, like she'd been here before. Jake followed nervously. Luna, slow down here, she said, pointing at a large, flat stone. Sarah stepped forward, placed her hand on the stone, and whispered in her own language. The ground shook slightly. A round doorway appeared under the stone, sliding open with a soft hiss. Stairs led into the earth. Jake blinked. Are you kidding me? No, Sarah said. This was one of the last crystal vaults. Only she can open it. They went down. The walls glowed softly with blue light. At the bottom was a small, round room, and in the center, floating in midair, was a glowing crystal the size of a melon. Luna stepped closer. Her fingers brushed its surface. The crystal pulsed with light. Then, it began to spin. Images appeared in the air: giant ships, burning stars, alien cities, creatures both beautiful and terrifying. Jake stumbled back. What is this? Sarah whispered. The truth. Luna stood still, her eyes locked on the images. Then the voice came. It wasn't loud, but it filled the room, deep and full of weight. Genetic code confirmed. Awakened. One identified. Preparing memory transfer. Luna gasped. The light flew into her, like a stream of energy entering her mind. She collapsed. Jake ran to her. Luna, hey, wake up. Sarah knelt beside them. Don't touch her. Let it finish. Jake was shaking. She's just a little girl. This is too much. But then Luna opened her eyes. They were glowing again, brighter than before. She sat up slowly. I remember now. Who I was. Who I am. Jake whispered. What do you mean? Luna looked at him. My name was Leora, in the old times. I helped build the gate. I was a star mapper. I knew the path. Sarah nodded. The crystal unlocked her past life. She is more than one life. She carries many. Jake's voice broke. Will she still be Luna? Luna turned to him and smiled. Tired, but warm. Always. Then, the walls shook. Dust fell from the ceiling. Sarah stood quickly. They've found the vault. We must go. Now. Jake grabbed Luna, and they ran up the stairs. Outside. The sky was burning red. And above the trees, a massive dark ship hovered, silent and deadly. The Varnock had arrived. The sky was no longer blue. It was red. Deep, heavy red, like blood in water. Clouds spun in unnatural shapes above the forest. Trees groaned as if they were afraid. Jake stood frozen at the top of the stairs, holding Luna tight in his arms. Behind him, the ancient crystal vault sealed itself shut. In front of him, above the trees, the enemy had arrived. The Varnock ship hovered silently. No engine sound. No wind. Just a dark shadow against the sky, like something alive. Its surface was black metal, but it shifted and moved, as if breathing. Sarah stepped forward, placing herself between the ship and Jake. They are scanning, she said, looking for the child. Jake's voice cracked. Can they see us? Not yet, Sarah replied. But they will. We need to move. They ran through the trees. The light from the ship followed them, casting long shadows. Luna clutched Jake's shirt tightly, her glowing eyes wide but calm. They are not just above, she whispered. They are already here. Jake stopped. What do you mean? She looked at him. They walk like us. They wear faces. They smell thoughts. Jake turned to Ciro. She's saying they're already on the ground. Ciro nodded. The Varnock can take forms. They steal memories. You might meet someone you know, but it will not be them. A branch snapped nearby. Sarah pulled Jake and Luna behind a tree. Her hand formed a strange shape in the air. A shimmer of blue light appeared around them, like a thin bubble. Then, silence. Jake held his breath. Footsteps, just a few feet away. Slow, deliberate. A man appeared between the trees. He looked human, dressed like a hiker. Old boots, a red jacket, face unshaven, normal. Almost he walked past them, looking side to side. Then he stopped, tilted his head, and smiled. The smile was wrong. Too wide, too cold. Jake whispered, "He can't see us, right? Not unless you think about her," Sarah said softly. "Clear your mind." The man sniffed the air, like a wolf. Then he moved on. When he was gone, the bubble of light faded. "They're hunting," Sarah said. "We need a safe place." Jake's mind raced. "My uncle's cabin. Deeper in the woods. Nobody knows about it." Sarah nodded. "Lead the way." The cabin was small and hidden behind thick trees. Old wood, no electricity, a fireplace, a radio with a broken antenna, and dust on everything. Jake locked the door behind them. Even though he knew it wouldn't matter, Luna sat on the floor and began drawing again. Circles, stars, a doorway with symbols around it. Ciro stood by the window, scanning the forest. Jake lit a small fire. "We can't run forever," he said. "No," Ciro agreed. "But we don't have to. There is a way to fight. But she must be ready." Jake looked at his daughter. "She's a child. I don't want her to fight. She is already part of this," Sarah said. "She cannot avoid it. But she will not be alone." Luna looked up. "I can feel them. The bad ones. They want to open the gate, but they don't know how." Sarah turned. "That is why they want you." Luna nodded. "They will come soon." Jake walked to her. "We'll keep you safe." Luna looked into his eyes. "I believe you, Dad, but I think I'm supposed to keep you safe too." Suddenly, the radio crackled. Static. Then a voice. "Help, Forrest, please. They look like people." Jake rushed to it. "Hello, who is this?" The voice came. Again. "Don't trust them. Don't." Then a loud screech. "Silence." Sira looked pale. "They're copying emergency calls. Trying to lure people out." Jake's eyes widened. "That voice sounded like my sister." "She died 3 years ago, didn't she?" Sarah asked quietly. Jake nodded. "She's the bait," Sarah said. Luna looked at her drawing again. "They know where we are." Jake stood up. "Then what do we do?" "We hold them off," Sarah said. "Until Luna finishes her memory merge. She's close. When it's complete, she will know how to unlock the gate and how to stop them." Jake frowned. "What happens when she opens the gate?" Sarah's face turned serious. "It depends. The gate gives knowledge and power. If opened by the wrong hands, Earth will burn." Jake sat down hard. Luna suddenly stood. Her eyes glowed again. "They are here." A knock at the door. Jake grabbed a heavy stick. "Who is it?" a voice replied. Soft, familiar. "Jake, it's me, Amanda." "Open up." Jake's blood froze. Amanda was his sister. The one who died in a car crash 3 years ago. He looked at Sarah. She shook her head. "That's not her." The voice came again. "Please, I'm cold. I want to see Luna." Jake stared at the door. His hands shook. Then he turned to Luna. "What do we do?" Luna looked calm. She walked to the door and unlocked it. The door creaked open. Cold air rushed inside the cabin. The wind carried no leaves, no sound, only silence, thick and strange. Jake stepped in front of Luna instinctively, his heart pounding. There she stood, Amanda, his sister. Her hair was the same green jacket, same smile she used to give when they were kids. Her voice was soft, almost trembling. "Jake," she said, "it's really me." Jake couldn't move. His mind said no, but his heart whispered maybe. Amanda had died in a car crash. He had buried her himself. He had cried in the rain, holding her favorite necklace. And now, here she was. Sarah moved fast. She stood between them, her arm raised. A blue light shimmered around her fingers. "Step back," Sarah said to the figure. "You are not her." Amanda's smile didn't fade. She looked at Luna. "You've grown," the voice said. "Do you remember me? I used to hold you when you were a baby." Luna's face was blank. "You're not my aunt." Jake's hands shook. "Tell me something only Amanda would know." The figure tilted its head. "You once broke your wrist climbing the apple tree. I carried you back. We told Mom it was from football." Jake blinked. That was true. He never told anyone else. "Sarah." The voice was cold now. "They steal memories from your thoughts. They know what you know. The Amanda thing smiled again. Suddenly, its eyes turned pitch black. You're too late, it hissed. Sarah fired a burst of blue light from her palm. The blast hit the figure and sent it flying back into the woods. A flash of black smoke exploded. Where it landed, Jake slammed the door shut and locked it. They're testing us, Sarah said, trying to see how close they can get. Jake looked at Luna, who hadn't moved. Why did you open the door? Luna turned to him. Because I had to see. I had to be sure. Jake was breathing hard. You could have been taken. No, Luna said. I would have felt it before they touched me. Sarah nodded. She's awakening faster than expected. Jake sat down, running a hand through his hair. I don't understand what's happening anymore. Sarah turned to him. She has one foot in this world, and one in another. The more she remembers, the more power she connects to. Jake looked at Luna. Is it hurting you? Luna shook her head. No, but it's loud inside now. Jake frowned. Loud. She tapped her forehead. Voices. Old voices. From the stars, from before Earth was awake. Sarah sat beside her. That's the echo. The memories of her past lives. They come like waves. Luna nodded slowly. Sometimes I see fire. Other times, I see myself flying. Jake felt a deep ache in his chest. His little girl was slipping away, becoming someone he didn't fully know. Suddenly, Luna stood. I need to go outside, she said. Jake jumped up. No, you're staying here. It's not safe. Luna looked at him with glowing eyes. The forest is calling. I need to finish the connection. Sarah stood. She's right. This place blocks her energy. She must be under open sky. Jake grabbed his coat. Then we all go together. Outside, the sky had changed again. The red clouds had thinned. Now, silver streaks danced across the stars, like glowing rivers. In the sky, they walked to a small clearing near the cabin. Luna stood in the center. She closed her eyes and raised her hands. A circle of light formed around her feet. Symbols appeared on the ground, old, alien shapes glowing faintly. Sarah whispered, she's calling to the star map. If she unlocks it, we'll know where the gate is hidden. Jake held his breath. Luna's body lifted 2 inches off the ground. Her hair floated. A hum filled the air, low and deep. Then darkness slammed into the clearing. The Varnak were here. Black mist oozed between trees. Shadowy figures stepped forward. They had no faces, just black shells and long thin limbs. Sarah stepped in front of Jake. Protect her at all costs. One of the Varnak hissed. Give us the child. You cannot stop what has already begun. Jake picked up a burning branch from the fire pit. You want her? You'll go through me. The Varnak charged. Sarah met them head on, her arms blazing with light. She fought like wind, fast, silent, deadly. One Varnak fell, then another. Jake fought off a creature that leapt at Luna, swinging the branch with everything he had. Then Luna screamed. Light burst from her body. A wave of energy exploded from the center of the clearing. The Varnak were thrown backward, their bodies cracking apart into ash. When it was over, silence returned. Luna floated back to the ground, her body glowing. I saw it, she said softly. I saw the gate. Jake ran to her. Where is it? Luna looked up at him. Beneath the city. Under the old train station. It's been sleeping for a long, long time. Sarah smiled, bruised but proud. She's ready. Jake stared at the stars. We go at sunrise. The train station had been abandoned for 30 years. Rust covered the tracks. Glass windows were broken. Vines crept through cracked concrete. The city had grown around it, forgetting the place ever existed. But beneath it something ancient slept. Jake parked the truck 2 blocks away. The early morning fog covered the streets like a gray blanket. No birds, no people, just silence. Luna sat in the back seat, calm and glowing faintly, like a lantern, hidden in cloth. Her hands rested on a new drawing, lines and circles forming a perfect map of something no human had ever seen. Sarah scanned the area. Too quiet. They may be waiting inside. Jake checked his backpack, water, flashlight, tools, an old revolver. It felt like carrying a spoon to a war. We're not turning back now. Luna stepped out. The gate is under platform 4. Behind the wall, Jake blinked. How do you know that? I saw it, she said. In the light, in my memories. Sarah nodded. Then let's go. Inside the station, everything smelled like dust and metal. Broken benches, shattered tiles, old posters hanging like dead leaves. A place lost in time. They walked through the main hall. Every step echoed dot, then a whisper, soft and thin, dot. Jake froze. Did you hear that? Sarah raised her hand. They're here, hiding between shadows. Luna walked forward without fear. Her footsteps didn't echo. She stopped at platform 4. There, behind the old ticket machine, was a concrete wall. Behind this, she said. Jake stepped closer. There's nothing here. Suddenly, Luna placed her palm on the wall. Blue symbols lit up. The wall shimmered, then faded away like mist. Behind it, a staircase, spiraling downward into blackness. Sarah glanced at Jake. Once we go in there, there's no turning back. Jake looked at his daughter. We came this far. We finish it. The stairs led down for what felt like forever. Cold stone walls. No lights. Just the faint glow from Luna's body. At the bottom was a circular chamber. Massive. The ceiling curved like a dome. Alien carvings covered the walls, glowing faintly with soft blue light. In the center stood a gate. Tall, silent, made of a black metal that shimmered like water. The Stargate. Jake stared in awe. That's it, Sarah whispered. Yes. The last gate on Earth. Sealed for 1,000 years. Luna stepped forward. I know what to do. She placed both hands on the gate. Symbols lit up around her, spinning in the air. Then boom. The chamber shook. Dust fell from the ceiling. Sarah turned. They found us. Black mist seeped into the room, pouring down the stairs like liquid shadow. From it, the Varnock emerged more than before. 10, 20, maybe more. Their tall bodies shimmered, shifting between forms. One looked like Jake, another like Luna's mother. Jake raised the revolver. His hand shook. Stay away from her. The lead Varnock hissed. The child belongs to us. Luna didn't move. Her hand stayed on the gate. No, I belong to the stars. Sarah leaped forward, striking the first Varnock with a blade of light. The fight began fast and brutal. Sarah moved like lightning, but there were too many. Jake fired the revolver. Useless. He grabbed a metal rod and swung wildly, protecting Luna's back. Luna's body began to glow, brighter, so bright it hurt to look. The gate responded. Its surface shifted, opened. A pulse of light exploded from the center. The Varnock screamed, falling back, but not all of them. One broke through. It lunged at Luna, and Sarah jumped in front of it. The creature's claws tore through her side. She cried out and fell. Jake screamed, slamming the rod into the creature's head. It fell back and vanished in smoke. Luna knelt beside Sarah. Blood silver blue poured from her wounds. Jake dropped to his knees. No, stay with us. Sarah's breathing slowed. I was sent to protect her. That was my purpose. Luna held her hand. Don't go, please. Sarah smiled weakly. You don't need me now. You are ready. Then her eyes dimmed. She was gone. Luna closed her eyes. Tears glowed on her cheeks. The gate pulsed again. Loud, alive. Jake stood, face pale with rage and sorrow. The remaining Varnock moved closer, slower now, cautious. Jake looked at them. You took everything, but you won't take her. Luna rose. Her voice echoed not just in the chamber, but in their minds. No more running. Her hands lit up. The gate opened, fully revealing not a place, but a sky. A different sky. Stars they had never seen. A galaxy not yet touched by war. Light poured from it. The Varnock screamed. Their bodies cracked. Their forms burned away. One by one they vanished. When it was over, only Jake and Luna remained in the glowing chamber. She turned to him, exhausted but standing tall. Jake ran to her and held her close. You did it, Luna whispered. The gate is open, but it's not just a doorway. Jake looked at her. Then what is it? It's a choice, she said. And now it's ours. The gate hummed softly, like a heartbeat. Luna stood in front of it, her hair glowing, her small hand still outstretched. Beyond the open portal, a vast sky shimmered, filled with stars Jake had never seen. Galaxies danced like fireflies. Moons floated among silver clouds. Jake took a slow step forward, still holding onto Luna's hand. His heart raced. The air felt lighter, electric. This isn't space, he said softly. It feels alive. Luna nodded. Because it is. Behind them, the chamber was silent. The Varnock were gone. Ash and dust were all that remained. And Sarah was still. Jake's throat tightened as he looked back at her lifeless body. She had given everything to protect Luna. She had called herself a guardian. But to Jake, she had been so much more. Luna turned and walked to Sarah. She knelt beside her and placed a hand on her chest. A small light formed in gentle warm, like a final goodbye. She's part of the light now, Luna said. She guided others from beyond. Jake blinked through tears. What happens now? Luna looked at the gate. The choice is ours. We can walk through, start again, or we can close it and stay. Jake looked at the swirling stars inside. The portal, it didn't look like escape. It looked like something sacred. What's on the other side? He asked. Luna stood. Hope, and danger, and the truth. The place where I was born. Before I became human. Jake placed a hand on her shoulder. But you're still human, Luna. She looked up at him. I'm both. That's why I can lead. The gate pulsed, and a soft voice echoed from Itsira's voice. One last time. If you walk through, you will change. The past will remain behind, but your light will reach far. Jake took a breath. The world had changed so quickly. From a babysitter request to this, he looked down at his daughter. What do you want to do? Luna didn't answer right away. Instead, she stepped forward. She raised her arms. From her chest, the star map emerged, again floating in the air. But this time, it spread across the room. Thousands of glowing threads connected stars, planets, unknown worlds. A golden path formed leading from Earth into something new. I was born to be the key, she said. But I choose to be the bridge. Jake nodded slowly. So we walk through together. Luna smiled. Yes, but Earth must be ready. She turned and raised both hands. The gate trembled. From it, light poured out not just into the chamber, but up through the earth. Through rock, soil, metal. Up into the sky. All over the world. People looked up. In the middle of the day. Stars appeared. A massive beam of light shot upward from an old train station. Satellites captured it. Military scrambled jets. Scientists stared at their screens, whispering, "It's not a weapon." Children pointed. Birds circled the light. Some were afraid. Others felt peace. And across the stars, in distant corners of the galaxy, ships turned. Beings paused. The signal was clear. Earth had awakened. Back in the chamber, Luna fell to her knees. Jake caught her. Are you okay? She nodded weakly. The signal is out. Now, they know we're ready. Ready for what? To join them, she said. To protect Earth with allies, not fear. Jake helped her up. So what happens when we step through? Luna looked back at the gate. We'll learn. We'll lead. We'll grow stronger. Jake looked at her, this girl who once whispered to stars and scared babysitters. Now, she stood at the edge of the universe. I'm proud of you, he said. Luna smiled. I had a good dad. They stepped together, toward the gate. But then, Luna paused. We need to leave something behind. Jake looked at her, confused. What? A gift? Luna raised her hand. A small ball of glowing light formed. It hovered in the air, then floated back to Sira's body. The chamber walls began to shift. The symbols engraved there moved, rearranged, transformed. A new message appeared written in light. Humanity stood and chose peace. Luna whispered, now the next child who comes will know they're not alone. The gate glowed brighter. The hum grew louder. Then Luna and Jake stepped into the light. The gate closed behind them. The chamber fell silent again. But Earth was not the same. Across the planet, those sensitive to energy scientists, dreamers, artists, even children, began to feel something. Some began to dream of stars they had never seen. Some began to draw symbols they didn't understand. Some began to remember, because Luna had opened the way, and Earth was listening now.